Hello, everyone. Welcome to an interesting conversation we're going to have with Ines Simpson. So in November and December, Ines Simpson and myself will be conducting an SP training, the Simpson Protocol training here in Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. So I'm so privileged today to have Ines with us and to share more about the Simpson Protocol. And in the process, to understand the difference and how we can grow and to help those we want to help. So Ines Simpson, without further ado, I would like to pass it all over to you to share more about the Simpson
Well,
Protocol.
first of all, let's sort of just talk about Simpson Protocol and how it has, we don't put any judgment into it. We can do it without knowing what the client wants to have done. I mean, it's always better to know something because you might give it a little more questions, but otherwise you could do this blank, just not, that's what I do whenever I go to a convention or in the past before 220. You were doing anything at the convention, I would never ask what I was working on. So it's totally private. And I don't know a thing. So we are guides in this system. It's we're talking to that part of the mind that can address anything and know anything. Now, as long as they allow themselves to get into the state of trance we take them to, they can do this. They could do it with any language. They can do it telepathically. They can do all kinds of things. The only thing they can't do is take control because it is totally run by the client's mind and you have no judgment in it. You will get intuitive questions to ask and all those sort of things. But normally it's a basic questionnaire and it's also has stuff that you add in for each particular issue because clients will tell you what they come for, of course. So, but that is, it's very, there's no judgment in it. It's totally, what do they call that? Client run, there's no,
It's client directed.
yes, client directed. Thank you. So what is it that you like about SP?
What I like about SP is that the pressure is off me. It's like in the past, I'm a trained hypnotist, so I'm like, okay, I need to understand this, I need to memorize this approach, and I need to, so it was a set of structure I had to follow. But with SP, the difference I saw was I just facilitate whatever the client wants and wherever the superconscious mind is leading it. So I just ask the questions and to follow with that. So it becomes liberating for me. It's like the pressure is off me. And interestingly, I can sort of switch off that ego part of me. No, I need to know this, I need the expert. It's collaborative. So that's the beauty of SP, I find.
It makes you not so tired at the end of the day. True, because
Yes,
you
it's
are
very true.
personally doing it very easily and effortlessly without any hassle. Yes, we do get the odd difficult client like everyone else,
Yes.
but otherwise it goes very smoothly and easily. And we're always working to get it from whatever the negative is to the extreme positive
Positive.
best it can be. So we're not
Yes.
just going to get things released and taken to neutral. We want to take it to the extreme positive. And that's what we do. And it's very much fun.
Yes, very much fun. And just to share a story, I have this client who came in, he said, I want hypnosis to help me to grow taller. And in the past, if it was in the past before SP, I'll be, oh my God, what do I do now? What do I do? Now with SP, I just can get him in high. And in that process, just asking the supervisor, is it okay for him to help him to grow? And 3 months later, he reported 1 to 2 cm of growth in height. Say, whew. But the best part is, it's not me. I was just, in the past, I'd be like, oh my God, what do I do? Yes.
We can't take credit for anything except
Yes, we can't, yes.
good at getting them where they need to be to get the work done, right?
Yes, correct, yes.
And that's it. The structure is very essential, and you learn that in the first couple of days. And after that, it's pretty well a little bit of a more exciting ride, isn't it?
Where you learn more advanced things. So Ines, one of the questions when I was first exploring the Signal protocol it's well known in terms of the S-Dale state. Can you say more about that? And
yeah, when I started way back in 2005, I think I started to teach this, and I was really focused on getting everyone to Esdale. now I know I don't need to get them to Esdale, and people who aren't hypnotists won't understand what that is, but it's a state where you have no discomfort in the body, mind, the spirit. You're pretty well, just feeling pretty great.
Mhm.
And I wanted to do that because I thought I needed that depth, and that was all about me more than anything. So we still teach it, but we
Mhm.
don't predominantly try to get you. We just take you. The questionnaire, the contract that we make with you as a client is, are you willing to let your mind to take you into hypnosis? Are you willing to let your mind take you as deep as you can go that day? That's not anything exciting. And
Mhm.
superconscious mind, are you willing? I mean, let's say, Joachim, are you willing to allow your mind to do all the work for you? So that doesn't mean the conscious mind. That means that inner mind, that super conscious mind. Yeah.
Mhm. So one of the questions, Ines, I've been receiving from many people, do I need to be a trained hypnotist or a trained professional like a therapist before I can learn the Simpson protocol? So what background do you think people need before they sign up for this training?
Well, I found now, because I've had a lot of people sneak in that weren't hypnotists, I didn't realize weren't hypnotists, and found out they learned totally well and easily about it. Because it's actually, sometimes it was easier to train them than it was a hypnotist who is struck in their way of doing things,
Mhm.
and you have to open up their mind. Whereas these people come clean to you if they're Reiki masters or they do some kind of therapy, they're used to working with people. Those kind of people can all come and take it, and you're actually giving some classes at the beginning for people who
Yes.
aren't hypnotists, if they want to learn a little bit of background, so they got
Yes, I'm doing a 2 day a 2 day practical hypnosis to give those who want to have some taster, some background to hypnosis before they learn the SP protocol. So at least they can know the difference and how easy the simple protocol is.
Yeah, it's really a very interesting thing. It can go for anything. I mean, I use it 99% of the time, and the other 1% is the one that won't go into hypnosis. So, you know, that's that person that's very difficult to allow themselves to go into hypnosis, and you have to do all kinds of things. So you have to do other things with them. But 99% of the time, I work on anything that walks through the door or comes onto the computer.
That's a beautiful part of system protocol. We can use online platforms now.
Yeah, I know it works very easily on the online platform. I had a client.
Actually, I find it's even better, more, is how to put it, not better, but it's like, it's more comfortable to do it.
Well, it is, and the client's very comfortable in their home, right?
Yes.
And it's easier. I found it easier than when I'm working here in my chair. And yet I have the odd one that still comes and wants to do the
Mm-hmm.
one-to-one,
The
because
one
we're
to
not
one,
totally
yes.
locked down. But as most of the time, I'm just working on here, and it works great because look how good we show up on here. You can see the hands very good. You know, it's just about seeing the patients first. You want to see their face and their
Face.
hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
after that, it's just nothing. It's just so easy.
Mm-hmm. And it's, yeah, it's so easy and so comfortable and seamless.
Yeah, and so if
Yeah.
anybody's interested in coming, I would say, if you are a hypnotist or someone who wants to do some hypnosis, and you also just want to do stuff that you don't have to remember every little thing about what technique to use, and gee, what if that doesn't work, and how am I going to do that, or which script should I use, because we don't use a script. But
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, when I teach it, you have to learn it by a script at first, because
Yes.
you have to know what the
Yes.
questions are and understand that there is no they're just written in a thing. It doesn't matter if you mix them up or if you didn't remember them or whatever. You're just going to learn it very easily and
Easily, yes.
comfortably.
Yeah, that's why I found out the learning was so easy because it just no need, there's no need to memorize or to understand, but just to first know the flow of it, and then once you learn the flow, it's
Yeah.
just
And you know
you'll be left by it.
the philosophy is never to second guess an answer, never to judge from your head, and just stay back and just say, go but the yes and no of the questions.
Yeah, that's what I like about the Simpson protocol is I can suspend all my assessment, my analysis, and just ask directly. Is it yes or no? Yes or no? And the answer is so it
And
removes.
unbelievably, after you've been doing it for a while and you get in trust with the superconscious, you start getting questions in your mind that just pop up there, don't they?
Yes, it does. Yes. Intuitively, I know what to ask and it
Yeah,
comes out.
I think
Yeah.
we definitely do that. And I've noticed lately that I even seem to know how much the processing time will be when I'm asking that question.
Wow.
Not always, but every now and then I'll just go, oh
You
my
get it,
goodness,
yes.
there it is. So I think it's just an intuitive way of working. And like one of my friends in Australia said, she said, well, but we do what she did with her natural gifts of sight or whatever. We
Mhm.
do that and we teach anyone who's a normal person like us to do that.
No.
That's what she said.
So that would link to the next question. How about those who are well-qualified professionals, hypnotherapists have been doing it for years, and they've been asking me, so what's the difference? I mean, what we mentioned is one, but
Well,
is there, what else can we say to such individuals who seem to be well-trained,
well,
well-versed?
let's say for the guy like Kenneth in Australia, he
Mm-hmm.
was been working for quite a long time before he started doing SP. Now he does nothing but SP because he doesn't get tired. He doesn't have to think about it. He just does it, and he doesn't have to take ownership of the getting them there to what the finish is, and it just works. And I think the importance is that you can do it with anything and everything, including drugs or depression. It doesn't matter what the client walks through the door with, you can use it. And I think that is the major thing. And I think also the other major thing is that you allow things just to function on its own. And it
Mm.
really works well. And you and I are going to teach people this over those.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's going to be an exciting 6 days together.
Yeah, we might not be in the same country, but we'll definitely be here
Yes,
on the same time.
same.
And
Yes,
it'll
in
be
this.
live online on Joachim will give you the dates because
Yeah, it's on the 27th, 29th of November and 4th, 5th, and 6th of December, 2020.
2020, yes. It'll be a good way to get close to the finish of 2020 and
Yes.
and have SP started. Well, I know you're there, and I probably think there's probably a couple more people there, but we really want to get it into that area and people just come on. Just come in
Yes.
and then take it. You'll
Come
love
and
it.
learn. Yes, come and learn and just grow and to see how easy it is to use the SC
Yeah,
Simpson protocol.
yeah.
How about in terms of age? Because I have a 16 to 17-year-old teenager was keen to learn Simpson protocol. Is there an
Well, there's
age?
no age limit, but I've never had anybody that young want to take it yet before. But is
We may have
he?
one.
We may have one. Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, that should be fun.
Okay.
And depends on the person, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And if he's really wanting to, I mean, don't forget Jerry Kine wanted to be a hypnotist at 10 years old. So,
Yes.
understand that I can get those keeners. It'd be good to have a keener on the
Mm-hmm.
course. Yeah.
So seems so for audience in Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia, is there some words of wisdom for us before we to feel yes, we are called. This is
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
It's, like,
SP isn't a cult, but definitely it is a big
it's not a cult, definitely.
no. It's definitely not, but it's definitely a big group of people doing hypnosis around the world, and we're in all the different countries. So not all the different countries. I haven't got there in everywhere, but we definitely were in that area where you are. We're in Europe.
Yes.
We're
Mm-hmm.
in United States, Canada, and UK, and all over the Europe. We're not everywhere yet, but we're getting there. So come and find out
It's
what it's all
expanding,
about.
yes.
That's what I want you to do is I just want you to come and find out what it's all about. And what's the great thing I can tell you? You'll just love it. That's all I can say about it, because you'll love it that you don't have to think about how to do this. You don't have to think about how each question is, because the basics will get you through, even if you don't think of any new questions, which you
Yes.
will. Everyone does. So just don't think about how you're going to do that, because it'll just happen as you build trust. And
I
just, well,
fully
the
agree.
only thing I really ask is that you're open to possibility, right?
Yes, the most important. I remember going for attending a training in Cairns, and I was going there. Okay, I'm training this, I'm training that. Okay, I need to really show my stuff. But I realized when I went for training is I can just relax and just have fun with it. It's just learning it and just be open to the whole process. And it was so liberating.
Yeah, it's a very liberating thing. We always have a lot of fun, and there's always something interesting, because usually every class moves us forward in the evolvement of Simpson protocol. So you will be helping me, helping Joachim grow this thing, and it'll be
Yes.
really interesting. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
main
what.
part.
Yeah, that's what I noticed about the symptom program. It's constantly advancing, and it's always something more to add to the whole
Yeah,
process. It's like,
and
wow.
and we keep our people continued up with it as long as they go online and look at the new stuff. It's
Yes.
always kept up. So I think that's important. We have a great background holding, with the websites that help people learn even after the fact. And so that's, I think, a big
Can't wait to start the training with you, Ines.
thing. Oh, this will be great, because this will be your first training, and it'll be,
Yes.
I don't want to say how
Mhm.
many, but it'll be
Just
many.
say you're very experienced.
Yeah, and it'll be so much fun to do. So we'll hope to see lots of people there.
Yes,
We have
it
a
will be
very
lots of
strong
signing up.
SP community, very strong SP community everywhere else, Australia especially. So you're not that far away.
Yeah, Australia, New Zealand, yeah, and now with Malaysia and Singapore in the
Yeah,
fold.
yeah. All
It's
right. Thank
wonderful.
you.
Thank you so much, Ines. It's like one more question. Let's say if someone comes and say, I have an issue, but I'm too embarrassed or I do not want to talk about it. And you did mention it because
Yeah,
SB, so for those who have something where they do not want to review anything,
it's okay.
thank you.
You know that. You know that.
Yes,
That's
yes.
very true. So, it's always a little better if somebody tells you what they need to do, but you don't need to know the story. You never need to
Mhm.
know the story. You just want to know their outcome. That's all you need. Do you know what you want for an outcome? And even then, you don't really need to have that. But
To have. Mhm.
it's better if the conscious mind gets around what it really wants,
Yes.
right?
Mhm. Yes.
But you can do that without knowing the story or what you're on about.
Mhm. Beautiful because Asians or many Malaysian Singaporeans, we are quite embarrassed to talk about a problem in open or to someone. So we
Yeah,
rather, and I guess so many in my practice that comes in, I have this issue, but I don't want to talk about it. And can you still work with me? And for
yeah,
me, it's right. You said as long as you know your outcome and it's concrete, it's realistic, and it's sure.
yeah. And just like I have a friend, Gabi, that has an orphanage that she runs in Nepal, and the Thai people don't like to share much, so she uses it a lot just with no input.
Mhm. Brilliant.
Yeah, the Nepalese. Didn't I say that? Oh, I said Thai people. Sorry, Nepalese.
Nepalese.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know
that's the
how I.
difference you notice about the Asian audience. We are more reserved, and we
Yeah,
do not normally like to say much about our own
yeah.
self.
No, I know, and that's
Yeah.
a cultural thing that you need to take into account, because it definitely, you don't need to know the story in SP.
Yes, yes. And that's it. Different advantage, the added advantage using the symptom protocol versus traditional hypnosis, hypnotherapy, because that we need to know
Yes.
and we need to talk about it before we do a run a
Yeah.
process. Where symptom protocol is, we don't need to know it.
And we still do regression. We still do everything, but we don't need to know anything.
Yes. Mhm. And I like the regression because it is it's different. All I can say is so different from what I've been trained in the past.
Yeah. It's very simple.
Simple, yes.
Yeah.
And I would say it's even pain-free regression.
Yeah. Yeah. We attempt to make the session as pain-free as possible.
Mhm.
And I think we succeed.
Yes, yes. When I first did it with you, I was like, this regression is very different. I was expecting myself to react, to really be emotional, to allow everything, cathartic experience. And no, not really, but I know feelings. Okay, just acknowledge it and let it go.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
It's
the
very,
beauty of it. Yes.
yeah, it is very beautiful. Well, thank you, Joachim,
Thank
for
you,
that
Ines.
nice interview. And we'll see each other on those dates and we'll be teaching.
Yes. 27, 28, 29 November, and 4th, 5th, and 6th December 2020. Ines Simpson and myself, Joachim Lee, will be conducting 6 days of Simpson protocol training for anyone who is open to learn. Yes.
It'll only be about 4 to 4.5 hours a day. We'll tell them
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yes. 4.5 hours a day.
A
Yes,
long day
definitely.
sitting in front of the screen for 8 hours is not what I'm
It's not
like.
good for the eyes. Yes.
All right. So we'll see you then.
And yes, I'll see you in a few weeks' time. See you, Ines.